everyone, and thank you for joining me on another week's episode of House Home. We're here at the beautiful nature park here at the reptile house, and a snake expert just told us about snakes and how snakes play an important part in the ecosystem. We'll bring you that later on the show, but can you believe we're already in the month of September, and you know what happens on the first weekend of September? Father's Day. So make sure you wish your fathers a very happy Father's Day and give them that well-deserved gift. The House and Home Tip have put together a splendid show lined up for you all. Coming up, we feature Penny, owner of Mommy Foxy Reggae Sales. Penny tells us about her reggae team caftans, sleeveless blouse, and her t-shirts that are now on sale. And later on the show, we have another health and medical segment with the Pacific International Hospital. Hello everyone, once again, my name is Lydia and it is always a pleasure to have your company. First up on our show, since it's our Father's Day month, we asked a few people what they thought about their fathers and what Father's Day means to them. Here's what they had to say.
Every day is a good day to celebrate our dads and the important male figures in our lives. But Sunday, 4th of September is just a little bit special. It's Father's Day. Our dads can be hard on us. They push us over the edge, but as we grow old, we will realize that our dads only did what they had to do to make us strong for the real world. Father's Day celebrates the role and dedication of fathers all around the world. The day provides people with an opportunity to express their gratitude and appreciation for all the sacrifices that a father makes in raising and supporting his children and family. A father can be biological, adopted, or even symbolic in nature.
All right, so a big happy Father's Day to all the fathers here in Papua New Guinea and also to the single mothers who have to play the role of the father in the family. A big happy Father's Day from all of us here at EMTV to you.
Dad, you have given me the best things in life. Your time, your care, your support, and your love. I'm truly grateful to have you in my life. Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all the super dads around the world, and a big one to my dad. My dad's a foundation to my family, and I know that all dads around the world are the same. And I hope you all enjoy your day. We truly appreciate you all and love you all.
Hey PNG, happy Father's Day to all you fathers out there. Just want to let you know that you're doing a great job.
Welcome back to the show. Up next, we have Penny from Mommy Foxy Reggae Sales. I know what you're thinking about the name, very catchy, but here's Penny to tell us about her reggae team t-shirts, caftans, and blouses that she has for sale.
My name is Penny David. I'm from Central, Oro and Gulf Province. After school, I came and I was living with my uncle. That's how I found my husband, and we got married. And now I'm with him now. I didn't know how to sew yet. My husband's brother's wife, my big tambo, as I say, the wife came and she was staying with us for our Christmas. They came, stayed with us, and then she was sewing and selling. So when I saw that, I was interested in that sewing. So I said, apart from market, I want to learn something new. So that's when I started to buy fabrics, and I started with lava gels and these Chinese materials. So I started off with that, but then my husband said, no, we have to try something new out of all the fabrics. He's a reggae music lover, so he said, oh, let's try something different. So we started off with the Bob Marley. But then I was having doubt with the Bob Marley sales. I said, it's something to do with drugs and something to do with like marijuana. And I said, no, we just have to give it a try. So we went, got a few fabrics, and then we started off. I started sewing. The skills of sewing, I learned it from my sister. I'll say my sister. So I started sewing. From time to time, I, you know, get get to know how to sew. When I post the first one, I saw a lot of requests. So that's when I started, like I said, oh, I think I'm gonna use the Bob Marley fabric. Yeah, Mommy Foxy Reggae Sales is like normally at the streets. My husband's nickname is Foxy. His name is Elias, but because he says El Fox, so people at the streets, they say Soti Mobs. They used to call him Daddy Fox. That's when, that's how I got the Mommy Foxy. So I said, like, Mommy is me and Foxy is him. So that's how we got that name. And then reggae sales, we just add in the reggae sales only to match our products. So that's how we've been going through. All I can say is God has brought us all through this time. The very person that behind all this is my husband. He has motivated me. He has been there through it all, like support from families, friends. Like I mentioned that I need people for knitting and all that. So I get my in-laws or my siblings. Sometimes I get on them, especially my siblings, because there's a lot of orders for the customers and all that. So the first fabrics that we got is from Tango, and then we've been getting orders from different provinces. So what we do is we get the fabrics from Tango, get them sewn, and then we sell them out. Until when Tango, the COVID-19 thing stopped all the fabrics, and then, I mean, their orders. So we try to look around the city. So when we look around the city, we see, like, you know, other shops, they sell these same fabrics, so we buy them. That's when it was only this one. There's the other one as well, but it was all sold out. So, yeah. So after that, what we got the other fabric as well. After sewing that one, and then the fabrics were all sold out. We couldn't order because COVID-19. So what we did, we just stayed like that. We ordered few shirts, hoodies, laps, earrings, and all that, pairs, caps, until I came across this fabric. Then I bought that one and I started doing the shirts as well, because at the first we only do the sleeveless blouse and the collars only. Because I didn't learn how to do a shirt yet. But then my sister assisted me to sew the shirts. That's when we only this year we started selling shirts now. So that's one additional thing that in my business, that we added the shirts as well, yeah. PNG, we have reggae fans here. We have people who like reggae music and all that. But like no one didn't put it out. It's like interest of personal interest. Like, so once when I put the fabrics out on sale, it was like I see different thing in reggae in PNG. So like it's good to promote reggae in PNG too, because you know reggae, it speaks about love, peace, and all that brings like love in the air. Let's say just love in the air, so brings people together. You know, online marketing is, I think it's nice and it's easy. It's like you just stay at home and do the selling instead of going out, getting a stall or somewhere else. It's nice when you post them, when you see people asking for prices, because now it's like technology world where people are all on Facebook. So when we created our page, that's when I said I'll just post them there. We used to market, but I don't sell them at the market because I don't want copycats as well. So when I started doing that, I don't put my Bob Marley fabrics on the market. What I do is I just post them online. I just leave them at the house. They're there. Anybody wants to buy, they come to the house and buy. Everything, whatever I did, I saw good things behind reggae. In the near future, like I just want a reggae shop only. If I have a reggae shop, then everything will be there. The customers that ask, I will just give them the location so they can come get whatever they want to get. All the reggae lovers and fans. And it's a message to everyone that, we can start early. Even though we are young, we can start early as possible to get to where we want to be. As a couple, I am married, and as a support from my husband, we have get through all this, and I want to encourage all the young people out there to do what they can do with whatever little things they can start with to get to where they can be.
Thank you, Penny, for sharing your story with us. Well, there you have it, viewers. If you're a reggae fan and you want to purchase any of these reggae items from Penny, you can contact her on the contact details that she has provided for you. Stay with us. You're watching House and Home. We'll be right back.
I am Dr. Baki. We will touch on some practical aspects of dealing with newborn babies. A newborn baby, in the medical definition, a neonate is someone who is less than a month old. So in this period, the newborn baby brings a lot of joy to the family. Everyone's so excited about the additional member of the family, but this is also a very critical period for a newborn baby. We don't realize that the newborn has to make adjustments for survival outside of the womb now. So the first 24 hours is very critical. Supposing the delivery had all gone well, the baby's body still needs adjustments. So the baby now has to learn to breathe, and that transition has to go well for the baby to be normal. The baby has to learn how to suck, breathe, keep the body warm. So all those things are happening. We are all very happy about the baby, but the baby is going through its own, adjustments to make its survival. It is important that hygiene is maintained. We should not be overexcited and pass the baby around as if the baby is a doll. We should keep the baby warm, maintain hand hygiene when we are, dealing with the baby, and keep the baby isolated. Like minimal handling is best, so we keep germs off the baby. In PNG society, when babies go home, they tend to, make big kai-kais and, pass baby around or take the baby and introduce to family members. That is something that should be avoided as much as possible, so you don't expose your baby to other family members who have coughs and colds. When should I bathe my baby? When should I wash my baby? In the first 24 hours, baby's not dirty. You don't need to wash the baby. Try to defer that bathing of the baby to later on. It can be even a month later. All you need to do is just wipe the baby down, because as I have said earlier, the baby newborn has to learn to maintain their body temperatures. How often should I feed my baby? If you have a term baby who's good enough size, the baby will dictate to you. So what we call as feeding on demand. So when baby feeds until he or she's satisfied, then sleeps, then the next time wakes up, will cry for feed or change of diapers. So that's more feeding on demand. For babies that are born a little bit smaller, you need to make sure that this baby is not sleeping beyond 4 to 6 hours. So that's why many mothers, when they get home, they get advised to wake baby up every 3 to 4 hours and feed the baby, and that's the reason for it. But normally it's feeding on demand, so the baby will dictate to you when he or she is hungry. Other things like, how do I know if my baby is sick? Or how do I know if my baby is in pain? So babies don't talk to you, but they have a form of communication. If baby is miserable or crying a lot, you have to find out what could the possible reason why baby is crying a lot. So could be discomfort, could be wet diapers. And if you've done everything possible and baby is not well, and refusing to feed is a clue that the baby might be sick. In the first month of life, babies don't usually have, show the classical, symptoms of being unwell, like fever. It's more close observation from the mother when the baby is not the usual self. So if your baby is not feeding as usual, sleeping way too much or crying way too much, then seek help. Seek help because there could be something wrong. Don't wait for high temperatures because in the newborn baby they may be sick without even having a high temperature. When you have a newborn baby and you get discharged from the hospital, do not go for good. In the first week of a baby's life, it's very important to make contact with your healthcare provider. So you either go back to your doctor or to the clinic because in that first week, things can go wrong. The baby may not feed well because the mother is a new mother, doesn't know how to hold the baby properly, or mother might have issues with the nipple, and that, if it's a new mother, she will need help with that. Baby might get jaundice, that's yellowness of the body, yellowness of the eyes, and that needs to be looked at because if untreated, can cause brain damage. In the first week of life too, we need to check the baby to make sure that baby is actually gaining weight and not dropping too much weight where baby can get dehydrated. So feeding issues can be also addressed during that period. The other issue or other question raised is what milk should I give my baby? Breast milk. Breast milk is the best. You cannot go wrong there. You give breast milk, more breast milk. In this society, a lot of working mothers have to leave their babies, unfortunately, and go to work because, we need 2 income earners. And in those sort of situations, try as much as possible to give your breast milk, if you have to, through the bottle. If you have already introduced bottle feeding, instead of using the formula, get a breast pump and get express breast milk and use that to feed your baby while you're away at work. There are circumstances where breastfeeding or breast milk may not be allowed for a small population of people. If they choose that option, then it is important that they must learn how to look after their bottles, sterilize them, and the milk preparation so the baby doesn't get contaminated milk given. Maternal diet, that is a very important aspect. After delivery, she's still recovering. So in order for her recovery, a mother should be looked after well. Her diet should be maintained so she recovers, repairs herself, as well as have breast milk for for the infant or for the newborn, neonate, yeah. And moving on from the first week, then from first, according to the Papua New Guinea immunization schedules, we start all our vaccines from 1 month. So a month, 2 months, 3 months. So like monthly visits for baby to be weighed, to be seen by a health worker, as well as get the vaccines done. Prevention of infection is very important in the first month of life. Breast milk is an important aspect in that, prevention of infection, because breast milk has properties that are not in the formula. So as much as possible, every mother should breastfeed. If not possible to breastfeed because of work commitment, should make an effort to get a breast pump and give their own milk rather than formula. I'm Dr. Baki. I am the pediatrician at the Pacific International Hospital. I provide service on daily basis. We have a nursery, a neonatal intensive care unit that can take care of babies. So if you are expecting a baby and you need discussion on how you're going to go about it, please feel free to come in and have a chat with me.
You're watching House and Home. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the show. Now, before we wrap things up, we're here at the Port Moresby Nature Park's Reptile House, where on site is Francis, a snake expert, who tells us about the snake testing event that will be taking place here at the Port Moresby Nature Park. Francis tells us about the snakes, how they play an important part to the ecosystem, how to treat snake bites, and of course, how to avoid snakes in the wild. Here's Francis with all that information.
Hello everyone. My name is Francis Kundu. I am one of the animal carers here in Port Moresby Nature Park. I basically look after all the emerging reptiles we have here in Port Moresby Nature Park. Today I'll be telling you about one of the major events that will occur in the park, which is the snake testing that will start on the 19th of September and end on 2nd October. Snake testing is an educational program giving awareness to the general public about the importance of snakes, how to prevent snake bites, and what to do if you are bitten by a snake. This program will be supported by the St. John's Ambulance. They will talk more about what to do if you are bitten by a snake and the ways to treat snake bites. Like all other creation, snakes are here for a purpose. They control the population of pest species such as rats and rodents. What do rats and rodents do? They are the ones responsible for destroying our food crops, eating our food scraps, and even destroying our household items. So imagine if we don't have snakes in our ecosystem, what will happen? The population of this pest will eventually increase. And if they increase, it will also affect our lives. So snakes are important because they regulate the population of such pests. Pests such as rats and mites, they are also responsible for spreading diseases. So imagine if we don't have snakes in our ecosystem, they will cause us to have diseases. So this is another importance that snakes play in the ecosystem. Snakes also play an important role by balancing the food chain. Snakes do feed on other animals, but they are a food to other species of animals, like the eagles. So imagine if we don't have snakes in our ecosystem, the population of other animals that depend on snakes will become hungry and eventually extinct. So this is another important thing that snakes play in our ecosystem. In Papua New Guinea, we have over 80 different species of snakes, consisting of venomous and non-venomous, of which only 7 are considered dangerous to humans. In Port Moresby Nature Park, we have 5 different species of python snakes in our collection. The scrub python, which is the largest snake in Papua New Guinea, the Boylan's python, the only protected snake that we have in Papua New Guinea, the Papuan woolly python, which is the second largest snake in Papua New Guinea, the southern white-leaf python, the New Guinea carpet python, and the common green tree python. Despite snakes being limbless, they have their own ways in order to adapt to survive. How many of you are scared of snakes? Is it because you think snakes are scary-looking creatures, or because they are slimy, or probably you had a bad experience with a snake? Whatever the reasons are, if you attend this snake testing, you will have a better understanding of how amazing these beautiful animals are and appreciate them for their existence in our ecosystem. Come to Port Moresby Nature Park and learn more about snakes. I'm Francis, and I'll be really pleased to see you all during the snake testing event.
Well, there you have it, viewers. That is all we have for you for this week's episode on House and Home. We hope you all enjoyed the lineup. Make sure you come on down to the Port Moresby Nature Park with your friends and family. Enjoy the nature here and, of course, learn about some of our local plants and animals. On behalf of the House and Home team and I, thank you for watching. Enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you same time next week right here on House and Home.